there. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here. So, wow, this has been such a busy month, such a busy season. How about you? Let me know how you're doing down below. I would love to know. My goodness, it feels like this year is just on a fast track to I don't know where. And I am just trying to take in every bit of whatever moment I can outside of, doing something in order to feel like I am being present in the moment of the things that are going on for this season. Lots going on for a lot of us. And so I definitely hope that you are hanging in there and that the season is going well for you and that you are able to achieve the things that you need to achieve, whatever that may be. And I recognize that is definitely different for everybody, right? So yeah, but I am so glad to be back with you. And when I came across this sharing, it was just one of those things that the time frame, when you look at this time of the year, it's just such a reflective time of the year. It just by in nature that you start to look, I hope anyways, inward, outward, around you, what's happening, and how to really move forward in making things better for yourself as well as for those around you. You really just start to take, I think, stock of a lot of things around this time of the year. And it's just a natural phenomenon that tends to happen. A lot of us are rustling and bustling around trying to take care of things, for events and moments and, things that we want to capture for additional memories and all that good stuff. And then we have others who are going through more trying times, others who are more reflective of past holiday times. So there's just so much going on. And it's always the same phenomenon, obviously, year after year after year. And so I definitely, just taking a moment to check in on the climate with you guys. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you excited about this season? Has this been a great season for you thus far? Are you kind of a little bit over some of the aspects of the season? Of course, we always remember the reason for the season, right? That never goes away. That never goes out of style. But I mean more of the other stuff. We'll just say that. Are you looking forward to all of those moments, with the fam and all that good stuff? So, or if you're doing something like kind of different this year, I think that traditions and certain things that we have been so accustomed to doing along so many years, it's starting to change for a lot of people. I know for myself, I'm starting to look at some different things of how I want to celebrate this time frame as well. So I'd love to know, definitely, drop it down below. So yes, again, with this sharing, Montell Jordan, as we all know, I cannot imagine or not imagine anyone not knowing who this iconic 90s R&B singer is. I mean, he has given us some great hits and bangers over the years. One that is a continuous, hit maker for, I guess, really for the ages, right? For our lifetime. I often talk about music and the sense of how different artists and the things that they bring through their art, how they become the soundtrack of our lives. And I think Montell Jordan has definitely left a mark in that positioning for us as well. Some of you may know, I was not fully aware of that. I heard rumblings about it, but now obviously with the sharing, I know a little bit more in connection to that, since his time of hitting the stage and getting us all out there jamming and everything through the 90s and early 2000s. He actually has now become an ordained minister and an executive pastor at his church. And so he has done some different things, went through a different calling now in life. And so congratulations to him, and for however long he's been doing that. It's probably been quite some time. It's been a while since I personally seen him out and about or whatnot. So I just think that's so great for him, and congratulations to him and his family, for all the time that he has actually been placed in that calling. So with that being said, with the monster hits of this is for the honeys, yeah, that one, that was a nice one. And of course the big one, this is how we do it. I mean, like, it just gets you in the mood to do something, right? I mean, no matter what it is. And I think it's probably running through a couple of commercials right now, so it's just one of those feel good songs that really never goes out of style. But he's speaking on some things now for different reasons. And one is that he had actually shared that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so real, obviously, when you're looking at, individuals that you kind of grew up with and seeing different stages of life. When now that we have this wonderful worldwide web of the internet, where you are more in touch and in tune with things that you wouldn't have otherwise known more about. And the fact that he shared his journey thus far, I think is quite admirable. And so many prayers and thoughts to him during this journey for him and his family. And I could only imagine just how scary it was to get the news, and all of the things that would come into play. An unfortunate thing for a lot of us is that cancer, some sort of cancer, is probably afflicted most of us, right? One way or another, whether it's someone that we know that's going through it, that maybe yourselves have gone through it, or ourselves have gone through it, that kind of thing. It's just one of those things that has just, it's a thread of a grouping that nobody really wants to be a part of, And so when I listen to certain journeys of individuals who've gone through, some form of diagnosis with cancer, and look at the way that they rise in that situation, what they are able to give in wisdom and whatever awareness that is necessary and needed, I always find that to be such a blessing, right, for so many people to be able to partake in that. So one of the things that Montell had shared is that he basically had found out about his diagnosis in January of this year, and that he just had his birthday, and he's just turned 56. And I might say he looks really, really good. And so he basically put out a post in regards to sharing that the diagnosis is what it is and what he has done thus far. I feel like it's something that he has been quietly dealing with it, and now I've gotten to a point where he's ready to share it with everyone, and also in tune, helping for what I feel to be a good cause as well. So let's go ahead and get into the sharing real quick and get some of that detailed information that he wants to get out to everyone. And yeah, go ahead and sit back and let's go ahead and do that. So, according to Black America Web and Newsbreak, it shares that Montell Jordan reveals cancer diagnosis to fans. Now, on Tuesday, December 5th, singer Montell Jordan has celebrated his 56th birthday, and this birthday proved to be like no other for him. The singer announced on his Instagram account that he was just a few days past having major surgery for prostate cancer, and revealing that he was suffering in silence since his diagnosis in January. Now, Jordan shared in his video announcement that in January of 2024, he was diagnosed with early stage 1 prostate cancer. Since then, he has been undergoing treatment, including surgery in November. Doctors had discovered that his cancer was more progressive. Now, doctors had ended up removing his prostate and all of the cancer. And in his message, he had asked fans for their support. And this was on his Instagram post. And so you can feel free to most certainly go out to his Instagram page, which is Montell Jordan. And it would be a post that's dated December 3rd. I took a look at it. It's very helpful indeed, and what he wanted to share. So definitely, I highly recommend and suggest that you go out and check his December 3rd Instagram post in regards to this sharing. So it further includes, as far as this post, that he says, "Today is my birthday. I love you, and I'm doing something unthinkable. I need your help. I only have a few simple requests. Watch until the end." Number 1 was pray. 2 was take action. 3 was give if you are moved, and 3 was share. So again, that was pray, take action, give if you are moved, and share. So the prayer for sure is, without saying, right? Taking action, doing something, being a part of something. Giving if you are moved, because he has a project that's actually coming out, a documentary that is related into providing information and discussing the situation of what it means about early diagnosis and getting yourself checked. And then share, of course, is to share this post, share it to anyone that you know. So definitely make sure that you take a look at that for sure. And he simply says thank you. And that he also leaves a link in his bio. And I'll go back a little bit more into that in just a second. But to finish up the sharing here in this article, basically it also says that according to the National Library of Medicine, Black men are more likely to have prostate cancer with a 1 in 6 statistic. Let me repeat that again. According to the National Library of Medicine, Black men are more likely to have prostate cancer with 1 in 6 statistic compared to 1 in 8 for men overall. Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, Al Roker, and Ken Jeffrey Jr. are other Black celebrities who have shared their prostate cancer journey. And I myself know of a couple of individuals who have also were inflicted with this particular disease. And it's just heart-wrenching and heartbreaking to, know of and to see what this type of diagnosis could do to someone, and the ups and downs of that journey. And so when Montell had actually posted out the information, just knowing that he's going through this journey, I'm sure was quite a shocker for his fans. And he's also taking this a step further and just not only announcing and sharing with his fans what has been going on with him, because of course, we all need help in our journeys, right? But he did a really nice, kind of slideshow, if you will, where he has the cards with different sayings and he goes through the Instagram post. It also shares that he's doing a documentary that he's working on, which is going to discuss and bring about information in regards to early detection when it comes to this type of diagnosis, which I think is extremely helpful, extremely beneficial. So he is looking for donations for this particular, project. So if that is something you should be moved to want to do, definitely check out his Instagram post. It's just so much, going on when it comes to these types of diagnoses for individuals, and the way that they choose to, provide help and sharing awareness is always such a, again, a blessing, for that. I'm sure that all the information out there that is in regards to this, because he does show that there is a link below, so you'll feel free to check that out if you should be so moved to do so. All of that information, I believe, is provided in his Instagram post. One of the things that is so important, I think, is definitely looking out for each other, right? Looking out for our loved ones, and, ladies, partners, whatever, your male counterparts, have them get themselves checked out. A lot of times men can have a hard time doing just that. Not all men, but there are, men, there's a statistic of that doesn't necessarily like to go to the hospital. I mean, none of us like to. It's not like an enjoyable thing to do, but just, making sure that you are, checking into early signs of things, and just having regular checkups, and just, checking yourself to making sure that you are okay is, ground zero for any type of issue. Sometimes you may go in and you don't have a problem at all, and that's great too. But just the fact of knowing is at least something that you can start to work through, and get on the other side of that situation where you are still continuing to be here with your family and loved ones and friends and living your life. And so, as always, the earlier detecting, the better in these types of situations. And this is something that we all know, but it's just good to always have that reminder, to check on. I always say, check on your strong ones. Check on your men folk, right? Check on your women folk, making sure that we are checking in on ourselves, and, applying that self-care, which means, doing our regular checkups, seeing our doctors. It's been quite a challenge over the last few years for all the reasons that we know why. And there are continued challenges for certain facets as well, as we do now. But find what will work for you to make sure that you are in the clear and doing what you need to do to make sure that you are okay, because you have to be your most and best advocate. And those around you, those loved ones around you, need to pick up that mantle as well, right? So this is what we trust for them to do, right? So I always say, know your people, make sure that the ones around you, that you take inventory when you need to, because at the end of the day, you want to have people around you who want to see the best for you and want to make sure that you're okay at all times as well. So definitely continued prayers and thoughts to Montell. He did share that in the Instagram post that he is now considered cancer free, because in his situation, He got the diagnosis, they went through the surgery, and then found out once they went in that there was more cancer that was undetected. Okay, undetected behind the area of concern. So had he not done this surgery, who knows when that detection would have happened, and if it would have been too late, and it would have been considered stage 2, if I believe correctly, and that his Instagram post had shared as well. So very just quite the deliverance and blessing that he was able to get that information, and then now be in a position to have had that surgery. He's currently healing at this point, and he's considered cancer free. So definitely continued prayers. God, won't he do it? And yes, he does. And I am just so grateful for the fact that he was able to detect, find, get help, and work on that journey in a way that will allow him to continue to be here for many more years to come. So definitely continued prayers and thoughts to him and his family. Thank you, Montell Jordan, for definitely sharing your story, and for all the gentlemen that were listed in the sharing as well that have shared their journeys, and for individuals who have just shared their journeys, whether you're a celebrity or not. Thank you for that, because getting that information and that awareness and putting that out there helps so many people. You just couldn't even imagine how many people you can help. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for being here for this sharing. I so do appreciate it. Again, checking in with you. I'm hoping that you were doing okay. I'm also want to share that sometimes I put information out there on community posts as well. So feel free to check that out if you're so interested to do so. Some things that I may put out there, the kind of things that might be coming up with this channel that might be, helpful if you're interested. I definitely want to be communicating and connecting with you on that community post as well. So definitely, go ahead and just keep yourself abreast of that. And of course, if you are new here and you haven't had an opportunity to hit the subscribe button, I hope that you will, and be part of the community, be part of the family. I would so appreciate that. I would so love to have you. Definitely give the video a like. I would love for this video to share out as far as it can go, for all the awareness that it can bring. And yeah, and definitely the more the prayers for all of us, the better. So definitely keeping that always in mind for all of us. And so with that being said, definitely keep your notification bells on. I will be dropping another video later on this afternoon. And so I would definitely love to know your thoughts as well on that. Feel free to share your thoughts as well about this sharing in the comment section. If you should, feel free to want to do so. And yeah, let me know how you're doing, checking in. How are you doing? How are you doing for this season? What's going on with you? Are you excited for the season again? If you're just kind of keeping it low key, or if you're going to go all out, whatever the case may be, I would love to know your stories as well. So definitely leave those down below too. So I think with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. And yeah, you take care, stay safe, and be blessed. And as you can see, I had shared that my online shop is actually, today's the 12th. So if you are watching this on the day that it's being uploaded, recorded, uploaded, all that good stuff, in order to get your elements, which are your items from my store, if you do want to purchase, want to make sure you want to get those purchased in today if you want to get them in by Christmas. If that doesn't matter to you, which sometimes it doesn't matter to me, if I see something I like and it's going to be a little late, it's fine, but if it does, if that's something that's really keen for you, definitely, today, the 12th, is the day for it to definitely be guaranteed to get it out to you. And yeah, and I also want to say a big thank you for all of the orders that I got for my shop. I so appreciate your support so much. I was really overwhelmed with gratefulness. So I just want to say thank you so much for that. It means so much. I think that, the positive speak and positive dialogue and the continuance of just having that positive communication with ourselves is so very important. It means so much to me. It's words to live by, in my opinion. Motivating, inspiring, mentoring, all those things mean so much. They are very pivotal elements, I feel, and that's why it's called Motivation Suite Elements, because these are tangible items to keep in the good word. And that you can see it over and over again, and the stuff is good, the quality, the shirts are good, the cups are good, all of it. And there's so many things there. Also on my community post, I did a nice little listing of all the things that, I have to offer in my shop as well. So if you want to check that out, feel free to do so as well. But yes, again, thank you so, so, so much. I so appreciate that, perusing and checking it out. And of course, I do have a video that is about, visiting my shop. So if you want to take a look, you can feel free to do that, or you can definitely, check out the shop with the direct link in the description area below this video as well. So with that, again, thank you so much. And I will bid you adieu. You take care, be blessed. Until next time. Bye.